Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. Yesterday I was in the park with my kids, and as they were playing on the jungle gym and in the sand, there's this other little kid who kept staring at me. He was about 3 years old. I was looking at him too because the kid, like he just proportionally was just kind of a monster. Like he had these gigantic hands and forearms and calves, and I was like, wow, that's going to be a big kid. Wonder if he ever is going to play football when he grows up. You know, he was a beast. But as he was looking at me, he ended up walking on over and he just introduced himself. And he said, "Hi, I'm Cyrus, Princess of Italia. Have you seen," and then he mentioned the twins and two like extravagant names, "they have invisible powers." And I was like, "Oh, wow, well, nice to meet you. I haven't seen the twins, especially if they're invisible. Do you have powers to see them?" And he said, "No, I don't." And I was like, "Well, what are your powers?" And he's like, "My powers are super clean. That's what I do. I go boom and everything's clean." And then he started to like pick out little clumps of sand and talk about how these were eggs and he was going to crack them and then do a super clean power and they were going to go back together. And I was smiling, engaging with the kid. Now, some people might find his commentary or stories weird. He's 3. He's using his imagination. Now, he wasn't there with his parents. He was there with his nanny, I think. And she came over and was like, "Charlie," which is apparently his real name, "are you," and she kind of was like, and then she did one of these where she put her hand to her ear to listen to what he was saying. And she's like, "Oh." And she looked at me. He's like, "Is he okay? I know he's telling his stories." But she said it in that tone. Right? Which, that's something to unpack in itself. If the kid has stories, let him indulge in the stories. Let him use his imagination. I may have been talking to the next great novelist. I may have been talking to the next great, screenwriter who has all these stories and all this imagination to create this stuff. But don't downplay what they're into because you think it could be taken as weird or you find it weird, but that's a whole nother thing. That's not what this video is about. The point is, I engaged with this random kid. I had a conversation with him. Now, we were in a safe space at the park and everyone could see, and I wasn't, walking off with this kid anywhere. I was sitting on the bench. But one of my pet peeves is when little kids do what little kids do, which is be friendly. They say hello to strangers. They'll hold the door open for you. They'll randomly talk to you if you seem friendly. And adults ignore them. I cannot stand it. If I'm ever with my kids and my kids say hi to a random adult or they hold the door open and someone doesn't say hi back or doesn't say thank you, I will make it blatantly known that I don't like it. I'll be like, "Oh, sorry, son," and I'll be really loud. "He must be having a very rough day not to say hello to a little kid. Or he must have not known that this door doesn't open by itself. I appreciate you opening the door for him." And I'll make it so that they'll turn back and see that I was talking directly about them and we'll make eye contact. And you know why I don't like it? Because if you don't engage with that kid, what you do is you kill that future behavior. You kill that kindness, that friendly nature that they're coming at you with, the ability to talk to anyone. The ability to say hello, the ability to be kind and do nice things, right? If you don't say thank you, you don't hold that little 2-second conversation with that kid, guess what happens? It doesn't continue. They stop doing it. And guess what's even worse? They start thinking that not saying thank you and not having a conversation or answering someone's question when they ask it is the norm. So they start doing that to their peers' parents, to teachers, to adults. And as they get older and become adults, they're the adults that are walking by. And when people say hello or whatever, they just pass you like, you don't exist. You're a human being. This little kid is just a little human being. Respect that person. Say hello. Engage with that kid. Because if you do, and if you do it in a genuine, nice, kind way, guess what you get then? The kid who continues to be kind, continues to be nice, continues to be friendly, who does hold the door open for random people, who does say hello to people walking by to maybe brighten up their day and put a smile on their face. And then they become the adults who do the exact same thing. So, if a little kid engages with you like this little kid, Cyrus, Princess of Italia, won't call him Charlie, Cyrus, Princess of Italia, engage back with them. Who knows? For this little kid, maybe because they are stories to his nanny or his parents and they get annoyed with them, no one does engage with that imagination and creativity anymore. So he's just left to tell stories to himself or by himself with no one to listen. And maybe I was the first person to listen in a very long time. You could be that person as well, or that continued people should continue to listen, say thank you, and have conversation with these kids when they randomly engage with you. Engage back. So do me a favor. Don't be a jerk. Slow down and say hello. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. Hit the subscribe button. All social media at Rebirthbx, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. Check out the website, Rebirthbx.com. I'm going to go hang out with my kids and find out how my kids felt about talking to Cyrus, Princess of Italia.